What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show. We're looking at the Wednesday main slate here, 8 games starting at 7 o'clock. There is some early game baseball on Wednesday. If you have any questions pertaining to your DFS lineups, for that, make sure you get in the Fantasy Alarm Discord, which you can do for free by scanning that QR code right up there on the screen and starting your 7-day free trial. We'll get you guys some plays, answer your questions, your betting questions, and all the good stuff for the early day baseball games. But 8 games here on the main slate. Like the Monday slate, a couple of areas that could see some rain, or like the Tuesday slate, rather, some areas that could see some rain with Chicago and Kansas City here in the mix. So we'll have to wait and see when it comes to those games if it's going to be significant enough to make an impact. We once again have the Sacramento ballpark, the A's at home against Texas here. Something worthy of noting, as that is the second highest or second best hitters ballpark per Statcast metrics right now. Sutter Health Park there. So, Grande, man, we're watching some baseball right now. Some runs are being scored. We were the chalk sort of won, right? Chris Bubich, great game against Colorado, had his win stolen from him in the 9th inning there. Bailey Ober, though, the other chalk, the $6,900 pitch there, got his win. So if you rode the chalk today, you had a good time. Tommy Edman, lefty killer, monster day and counting still for the Dodgers here. Home and right away off Shota, 3-run bomb for him there. So now we're just watching this A's-Texas game. Texas, 2 early runs off Osvaldo Bido. And if you full stack that with us here, hopefully you're sitting in the money right now with your plenty of players still to go today.
Everyone's favorite game, John, is back. And the game is, first off, happy Wednesday, not Tuesday. What is the over-under in Sutter Health Field?
It's got to be 10.
Under.
Ooh, 9.5.
9.5. Just figured we bring everyone's favorite game back. Gotta get some like game show music. You know? Do. Not that I'm saying that from
sister was on The Price is Right.
No, how did she do?
Good. She won her prize, which was a jacuzzi, a foosball table.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
A treadmill. And then she got to spin the wheel.
Okay.
Did not get the $1, so she did not go to the main.
What'd she get? What was the? Do you remember how many cents she got?
I don't remember, but she had kind of a cool game. It was like a mountain climber, and she had to like guess the dollars. And anyways, she won her showcase. She won the prize.
That's sick.
She actually got to go up there and do it back.
Does she have like the episode on like a DVD or anything?
Yeah, I used to have it saved somewhere on my computer, on like a flash drive. So I got it somewhere, but it was Drew Carey was hosting. It wasn't the old Bob Barker episodes, but
okay. Drew Carey's
he's been doing it forever now, right?
Yeah, he's killing it.
I'm probably dating myself saying Bob Barker at this point.
Yeah.
Drew Carey's been doing it for like 50 years. But yeah, she actually was on the show. She did the whole thing. She actually got on the Price is Right, won the showcase.
That's so sick.
Yeah. Got the jacuzzi. He was living in an apartment. Obviously didn't, jacuzzi couldn't go there, so sold that thing real quick.
Hey,
she also won 2 tablets, which she made me buy off of her. She made me buy one. She wouldn't even give me one of the tablets. Can you believe that?
What are we doing here?
I know. So I had to buy and like this little like Android Samsung tablet thing off of her. So for like $50. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Game show music though. Price is Right. Will the price be right tonight on some of our lineups that we build here on the preview show? We'll see.
Nice.
I know a lot of you, based on our comments on the Tuesday slate, had a lot of success with the Hunter Brown Max Meyer stack. Those guys absolutely dominated. Yeah. We had someone in our chat there say they 5x their bankroll last night. That is what you want.
Yep. Yeah, our boy Sniper.
Our boy Sniper. Want to be 5x.
Our boy Sniper. That's
so yeah, you have a choice. 5xing is a good X to have. So we look to do it here. We have Logan Webb as your top price starting pitcher against Milwaukee.
Well, I guess it depends on what category that falls in. You don't want 5 of them in specific categories.
5 extra money.
Because then,
I guess I want 5 extra bankroll is what I should.
Yes, bankroll.
You don't want like 5x your like pulled hamstrings or something like that. Can't be Spencer Strider out there.
Yeah, or like significant.
Freddie Peralta is 98. The other side of that game, Erod against Tampa Bay at 9K. Festa at home against the White Sox.
Dude, hilarious price. I'm just saying, you look at Bailey Ober and then you look at Dave Festa. That is hilarious.
Taj is 85. Andrew Heaney against an Angels team at 81, and Matthew Boyd gets the Dodgers at 8K. Again, this is an 8-game slate. We're kind of in the between spots of a lot of these rotations. Logan Webb is obviously a stud. He was $10,000. I guess at this point, if he's going to start striking guys out and get ground balls, there's no floor to this guy, right? Like he's going to be one of the highest ceiling pitchers, slate in, slate out.
Yeah, he might win. He could win a Cy Young because he's going to throw 200 innings. He's going to give you 35 starts, and if now we're factoring in
200 plus legit, he only had 178, I think it was last year.
Yeah, if there's going to be 200 strikeout upside as well, pitching in the ballpark that he's pitching in, I mean, he's one of the that's just one of the best pitchers. Not that he isn't already, but he's just flat out going to contend for Cy Young. So, love Logan Webb. The matchup's a little tougher, but he's an elite pitcher. And I feel the same way about Freddie. Guy just has a super high ceiling because he misses bats. Not the best matchup. Hasn't been the best overall. But he does miss bats, right? He is a bat misser. Another guy who's missing bats at a pretty good clip, Eduardo Rodriguez, also really good expected numbers backing Erod. The 10 hits were kind of tough, but he navigated all of that.
And Tampa Bay versus lefties. Again, a lot of the good hitters from Tampa Bay are from the left side of the plate, from Miranda to Lau to Meisner.
Left side.
This year against left-handed pitching, a 24% strikeout rate, middle of the pack, but obviously elevated a bit if you think Erod has that strikeout upside. But just a 205 batting average, a 102 ISO, a 279 weighted on base against left-handed pitching this year for Tampa Bay. Now they do have a 10% walk rate, so they're patient, obviously. But if you think that Erod can look like the Milwaukee start or something like that, then I think he's certainly worthy of taking a look for, just given that matchup for sure.
I agree. Festa obviously in a great spot has been. Yeah, I guess I think so. Obviously the pitch count is being built up. He has not allowed an earned run in his 2 starts, and
the strikeouts are good. Remember what we talked about last year with him? Big strikeout guy into the minors, was not a strikeout guy at the major league level, but so far strikeout plus per inning. I mean, it's going to play up against the White Sox here.
Strikeout plus per inning for sure is going to play up against the White Sox. It's just obviously a price point thing. I think with Festa, I guess we had it. I mean, we had it too good with Bailey Ober at 6,900. That was ridiculous. But yeah, I like Festa. The Bradley one's tough. I mean, he has a lot of ceiling because of the strikeouts, but obviously Arizona is just the best team in baseball against righties. So
they kind of threw him around a gauntlet here: Texas, Atlanta, New York, and now in Arizona.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, it sucks.
It sucks. It'd be pretty tough if you had just acquired, Taj Bradley.
It would not be the best. But they say the best of times and the worst of times.
You ride the wave.
You got to ride. You got to ride the wave. So
Andrew Heaney is actually having a really good season, and the peripheral numbers are even bearing out to be all right, maybe these numbers are pretty legit. The problem is the Angels are obviously a team that can be dangerous against left-handed pitching. Now, again, on the year, the numbers for the Angels haven't really bore that out quite yet. 26% strikeout rate, 214 batting average, just a 120 ISO and a 268 WOBA, all really bad numbers. They just got Zach Nato back. Really they hit him in second tonight. Trout, Soler, Ward, Rengifo, all those guys, Hoppy, just a lot of power. So, what do you think wins out? Sort of this best version of Andrew Heaney we've seen since, I don't know, the Yankees, or
this is predating. This is way predating.
Because the Rangers never let him do this. They just use him as a swing man.
No.
But he's been really good. The problem for the most part has just been the win equity because the Pirates are so bad. But they got Kahanowitz. Yeah. That guy's
nailed
not great.
Nailed it.
So so this could be a winnable game here for Andrew Heaney, whose only win came in a 1-0 win against Washington. So, upside, I think it could be there for Heaney if you're looking in this mid-range.
Yeah, one of those names just homered, Taylor Ward too. So
gonna be dangerous.
Yeah, I'm in on Heaney. Definitely not playing Boyd just to round out the AK chair. You can just
Boyd's been good, but not going to do the Dodgers. I can't throw another Toronto Blue Jay pitcher at Houston. They're just turning the corner. They were not going to be as bad as they were to start the year, and maybe they're starting to figure it out. I mean, their strikeout percentage for Houston earlier this year was at like 28, 29%. Now it's back down to like 22%. And guys like Jordan Altuve, Christian Walker had some hits tonight. So while we I think the prospect of Bowden Francis, not gonna throw that out there against Houston. I'm not really sure. I guess Lorenzen at 7,300 is the guy.
Lorenzen. Don't need to overthink it. The Rockies suck. They do. They're just a bad offense. It's unfortunate. He's not a good
pitcher either, but...
Dude, they are. No, he's
matter.
Not. If he gives you, he's 7,300, right? Either of those first two starts you get from Michael Lorenzen at 7,300. Because there are some offenses that we're gonna want to spend up on. Oakland or the Athletics are going to be expensive. Toronto against Gusto. The Cubs, the Cubs are going to be awesome because they are awesome. Kyle Tucker just homered again. It's just an endless cycle of just home runs from the Cubs. So I do think we need to at least test the waters down here. Is anyone more talented than Rocker down here? No, but Kumar Rocker is pitching in Sutter
and has to face the immortal Nick Kurtz in his debut.
And has to face Nick Kurtz in his debut. Wonder if they've if they face each other in minor leagues.
They did not touch the Nick Kurtz price there. He's still $3,500.
$3,500. Did you see also the comments from the GM where he's playing every day? He's coming up and they're just playing him.
Right? What's
just no, agreed. Totally agree. I'm just saying, I'm happy that's a thing, right? That's just they're coming out and being like, hey guys, we're not effing around. We're just gonna play our young studs, and they're gonna learn on the job. It's nobody can be good at anything if they're just doing something part time, especially when you're trying to hit 100-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Yep, I agree. Are we going anywhere else? I guess. Bear with me here. No,
the
guy below him. Bear with me for a second.
Okay, I'll let you just cook. Okay.
In LA, in San Diego, right? Yep. Really tough spots to be in.
The Athletics are really good.
The Athletics
can be really
good in cores, right? His first start on the road against Philadelphia, shut them out over 6 innings. Maybe that was just first start magic here. But the Kansas City Royals, listen, our guy Keith has been dead on nails with the Feltner call this season. Metrics for him obviously are really good. You know who's really bad offensively this season? Kansas City Royals are 204 batting average, 099 ISO, 258 WOBA, and that doesn't count today where they scored 1 run over 7 innings against Ryan Feltner. So you know, I understand there's not going to be any really run scored for Marquez here. I get that his 8.5 ERA is warranted, but he's faced some really, really tough teams. If it makes you feel any better, his xFIP is half of his ERA.
I mean, that's the quality of pitcher we're dealing with in this tier.
He's
no?
$5,300.
Like that's.
I feel like this is the Chris Paddock thing again the other day, where I said, like, hear me out, right? He got killed by the White Sox. And then he went and he shut down the Braves in that game.
Yeah, he was good.
Again, I am not out here just saying core lineup build German Marquez. But there was a time and a day and a place where German Marquez outside of Coors Field was a really good pitcher. So maybe Kansas City's offensive struggles will continue here. And Marquez is just a 1 of 20 lineup dart to get you your full on, Dodger stack or whatever it is we're doing here.
Yeah, I think that's the key. If the offense could outweigh it, and if German Marquez gets you 13 fantasy points, scrapes it out, and Shohei hits 2 home runs, or insert your favorite stack of the day, Kyle Tucker is 4 for 4 with 2 home runs, like it was worth it.
David Fest's first start, 4 2/3, no earned, 4 strikeouts, 15 fantasy points. Even if he gives up an earned run there, you're looking at like 12, 13 fantasy points at $5,300. Like that's paying off that price tag. I only use that as sort of like a baseline of like, he doesn't have to do much to get you like a respectable amount of fantasy points, especially in a day like today, not specifically the Tuesday slate where the chalk slammed, but like we've paid up for a Zach Wheeler at 10K and watched him give up 6 runs, and get 9 fantasy points. Pitching is all over the place this year. So, if Marquez comes out and gives you 13 fantasy points at $5,300, that's a win. That's all I'm really going to say. Didn't need to go much more into it than that. More so pointing out just how horrifically bad the Royals offense has been. Obviously hard to outweigh how bad Colorado's been just as a team, but throwing that on the radar for everybody. Going to catcher. Where we generally look to spend down at this position. Thoughts here? Higashioka versus a lefty is 2,800. He did start the Tuesday slate, so they may just give us Jonah Heim here, but Higashioka's kind of been good. Sears is a lefty. It's been his right split spot. I don't
know. I don't hate Higashioka. It has been the power split. That's been the one thing that stood out. He hits home runs against lefties. I will say the first thing that stood out, I just want to give a round of applause for Carson Kelly, who is $4,800
as a part-time player, and
because he is the best catcher
and is a free agent
right
in
now,
our Roto League
as a part-time player.
No one has him on their team.
Well, somebody will pick him up and he'll hit 2 home runs in a game and then he'll be dropped again. Realistically, that was just me pointing that out. Obviously Langolier is 42. I'd play Will Smith 41. Will Smith back to being like super, super awesome again after like kind of a
again, this box score doesn't show that he homered tonight and had a big game. So
and a double. Yeah, he monster game again. I showed you all the StatCasts of Salvi. He's 4,000. I know Marquez. I know you were just trying to sell the dream on German Marquez, but Salvi's also been like statistically the most unlucky player in baseball this year, where all of his expected numbers have the biggest discrepancy between average and actual numbers. So 4,000 for Salvi.
Can I make one quick comment? Do you think Will Smith is good now because he dropped the D? Right?
Possibly.
WD Smith, and now he's back to Will Smith.
Possibly. Yeah, why? Yeah, that was the randomest mid-season. Do you remember that? That was a really
I want to be
WD
Smith, and we're like, why?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna do that, you have to also change your name to 40.
Or change your number
I've said
to
that
40
forever. You be WD 40. No, yeah, that's what I meant. Not name 40. So then you're just WD 40. Like then we're cooking with gas. But like you stayed 16. Nobody cares about WD 16, bro. Like, yeah, you could be right.
All right.
Think about Nathaniel Lowe. He hasn't been the same.
Go back
ever
to
since
Nate,
he
man.
added Nathaniel. You go back to Nate. Yeah,
you
were a dog when you were Nate.
Obviously, Danny Jansen's got some power versus lefties. I mean, if you're not on the Festa train, Cuero, prospect, good hitter there.
He's been good, dude. Love Wyatt Langford.
Did Wyatt just homer?
Absolutely love it.
Well,
may or may not have
me
just
and 30% of the field have
Sutter Health Park.
A lot of runs going to be scored in that game. Jonathan Aranda just got hit on the 13th pitch of an at bat. That's unfortunate for John. Anyhow, if Henry Davis is in the lineup, I don't mind that at $2,100 as a punt. And then if Furman's just in the lineup again, if you're just not in on the Marquez, I'd be more happy to stack against Marquez as well if you wanted to, because he has been very bad. But if Freddie Furman gets in there, like he had a little bit of a run, homered the other day. If they decide to go Salvi at like first and Furman or Salvi at DH and Furman at catcher, you could run that out there as well.
Do you see so this is obviously interesting what DraftKings is doing. I'm pretty sure all these players are now added to the player pool because this start of the year, they've missed so many prospect call-ups that they've had to go retroactively add. Do you see how deep these player pools are suddenly?
Yeah.
This is kind of crazy. If you scroll down, like these players have not been here for the record. This is a retroactive thing because all the prospects, dude, it has to be Nick Kurtz had to be the last.
Like these guys aren't. Why are these? If they're on the 40-man roster, they're now officially on the DraftKings player pools. I think that's going on here.
Right.
But Kyle Teal 2K. Yep. We'll see if that ever happens. All right, first base. We're just going to play Nick Kurtz, right? Doesn't that just make sense?
It makes sense. It feels.
It's not even a narrative play. It's just like he's the best power hitting prospect in the minors. The ballpark is the second best hitting ballpark in baseball, and it's Kumar Rocker, whose underlying numbers are kind of good. But Nick Kurtz is $3,500. He won't be there that long. So,
yeah, I mean, he's
Pavin Smith, been very good. Homered again. I tried to tell you that his numbers were awesome, and he is awesome and everything. Yeah. I said it. Someone did a side-by-side of Christian Walker and Jock Peterson, the two guys that Arizona let go. And then Josh Naylor and Pavin Smith, the two guys they basically are using to replace them, with Pavin at DH and Naylor at first base. And both these guys are hitting like 340 with 1,000 OPS and power. And Jock Peterson still struck out looking to Osvaldo Bido tonight. So, that's just the difference there. Michael Busch is awesome. If you feel inclined to spend up, like Busch, Naylor, Soderstrom, play any of the top guys if you want. It's just that, Nick Kurtz is $3,500. So
yeah, I don't disagree. That's for sure. Vladdy, I think, is in a good spot. All of Vladdy's peripheral numbers, guy's hitting 290, and his expected average, expected slug, expected everything looks great. So Vladdy against Gusto, Pavin Smith. Aranda probably won't be in the lineup. He hasn't hit lefties well either.
No, so Curtis Mead is $2,800. He's been the guy that's been playing. Again, if you felt inclined, he's obviously not been good. At some point, they should just let Aranda play if this is what you're getting.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, it's the same thing. Aranda. What's the difference? Just let Aranda like hit through, like figure out his lefty stuff. Agreed.
Burgers 27 again. Eventually, we think he's got to snap out of it here.
Feels like a good spot. Fly ball pitcher in that ballpark. Yeah.
Yep. Agreed. All right. Second base. Excuse me. Altuve is 49. Nico Horner 44. Oh, Tommy Edmonds got a lefty again. $4,100.
Yeah, I mean, that's plug and play. It doesn't take too much brain power. It just the power is just what it is. He is an elite power hitter against lefties.
I don't
multi-position
understand
eligible.
where the power comes from because he's not a big guy, but bat speed, I guess, is playing up here. 4,100 is a great price for him, obviously. Emmanuel Valdez, believe it or not, has kind of been okay for this Pirates team here lately.
Yes.
We know from his Red Sox days, like he is a bat first infielder, strikes out a lot, but actually has a little pop. So maybe if you wanted to get some value on that, where's our? Oh, there he is. Our Minnesota guys. Luke Keyshaw still $3,000. He hit third today. He had a couple of hits. He had a couple of stolen bases.
Wouldn't even honestly consider, like, I don't want to just be so like tunnel vision here. I would not consider, if he's hitting third tomorrow against a bulk reliever, Bryce Wilson, I wouldn't even think twice about like just clicking and forgetting
2 walks, 2 stolen bases, 2 runs scored.
Just moving on. He's hitting third. You just said, that's how you said. There's just not even another discussion. You could play Edman in the outfield to make it like lessen that blow, right? Like you play them both.
Agreed. Anything else?
No. Right. Luke Keyshaw. This is his position now. He's the captain now at second base.
Listen. I'm not going to sit here and say I told you guys so, but from the moment he got called up, I was like, you want to play this guy.
You want to pick him up in fantasy for sure.
And today, though you got none of his stolen bases or runs scored, he is officially on your fantasy team. All right, third base, Caminero versus lefty. Can always run that out there.
Yep.
Power. Paredes versus Francis. I mean, Francis is obviously some of the underlying numbers for Francis aren't great. So if
they're not.
Can get it done.
A lot of fly balls. Balls there.
Young, 34, has hopefully they don't have Jock Peterson hit in front of him again, because Jock once again ended the inning just now with a man on base with Josh Young holding his bat on deck. So we'll pray that Josh Young can get up in the order over an 0 for 40 Jock Peterson.
I assume he wouldn't even be in the lineup here.
Yeah, that's fair. Right? There's a lefty, right? They'll play
Leote. They'll play Leote
or Duran or
Pilar.
Yeah,
Kevin
anybody.
DH someone and play Kevin Pilar.
The Bat Boy, I don't know. They'll just stick anybody.
No, let's talk about the Bat Boy. You see the Yankees Bat Boy the last couple of days? See
that Ben Rice?
No. Okay. Their literal Bat Boy. You haven't seen the he's a budding star.
Oh yeah? Is it a dog?
No.
Okay.
His hair goes down to his kneecaps.
Oh no, I haven't seen such a sight. Let's see. Brooks Lee's 25. He's kind of been bad. Your boy Durbin, third base only, gets webbed though.
Literally just had another hit as you said that name. 2
really
hits
fast.
Really. Yeah, I mean,
maybe he just like buries a ground ball into the dirt and like he beats it out.
And then steals a base.
Certainly possible. All right, shortstop we go. A position that's generally loaded. Bobby versus Marquez is 61. The ice cold Mookie Betts is at $5,900. Perdomo.
Don't say that too loud. People are trying to trade him.
Seager's now $100 less than he was. It is lefty, but
he's good.
Dropping.
Yeah, he's good against lefties too.
Nato is really good, hitting second tonight in this lineup. Gets a lefty spot against Heaney at 4K. Again, the numbers overall this year for the Angels against lefties not great, but Nato just returning to their lineup will certainly improve upon that. Jacob Wilson, they just hit 7th again. Correa's $3,600.
Jacob Wilson, I don't know if you saw, he struck out in his first at bat against Patrick Corbin.
Strikeout all season or something like that.
Patrick Corbin, one of the 5. Go figure.
I know. It's craziness. I got nothing else though.
It's not a position of great depth. I think I would definitely. I know Swanson's been bad, but like part of a Cub stack, and Bichette has been pretty good. I would. I know the power hasn't been there, but a lot of good underlying stuff for Bo Bichette as well.
Sure.
So in a Blue Jay stack, I don't really think Gusto is a very quality pitcher. 9 hits last game, and he allowed 2 earned runs. We're it's a little It's a little suspect there.
Sure. All right, outfield. Kind of again, pick your stack, move along. Obviously, Kyle Tucker is awesome. So if you are going to go in that direction, you certainly can get it done here.
Yep.
Lawrence Butler just homered, adding 5 total runs now for this Texas A's game as the we're trending towards the over once again in this ball game.
Lawrence Butler, quite the start to this game. Walk, stolen base, home run, and
then Red Rooker, first pitch swinging, pops up. Second time in a row, he popped out. Kyle Tucker, though, back to that. Kyle Tucker tonight, 3 for 4 with a homer, a couple RBIs. He is really strong at things. So $6,400, super expensive. A lot of these guys are up here, man. But I don't have a problem really playing any of them. I probably would not play Chourio versus Webb. That would be the only one that I wouldn't play of the 5K tier.
Chourio's the one, yeah. I mean, and he's like very good at baseball, so he could just be very good at baseball here. Yeah, I don't have objection to really anything. It's hard to pick against anyone specifically.
Sure. Teoscar gets a lefty. Butler again.
Yep.
Dynamo Buxton today. His hits, runs, and RBI prop was actually at 2.5. I don't know if he got there, but it's rare.
He had 0. He had the Tony Snell stat line.
Oh, he had the Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's unfortunate, but obviously it could be a good spot for him. Same thing with Springer. This whole mid range is kind of sitting pretty here.
Yeah, I mean, you could just rattle them off. Reynolds against Kahanowitz looks good. Ian Happ looks great. Ward Soler look great. Langford is going to be like probably one of the most popular DFS plays of the day at 4,300. Everyone's going to play Wyatt Langford again. You can play
after
Edmund.
Homering,
yeah, after homering, everyone's going to play him. You can play Edmund here if you want. Santander at $4,000 looks really good against Gusto, who can't get anyone out.
Homered again, by the way.
He has been so sick.
Yep.
Power. Just wow. It's unbelievable power.
A lot of speed, like a lot of good things around Pico Armstrong.
Yeah.
Morel versus lefty.
Adolis at 4K as well.
Yep. Other value for us down here?
Value. Joe Adele could be a guy.
Mm-hmm. Sure could. The ODs if he's in the lineup.
The OD in the lineup. Pajes gets another lefty. We talked about that going into he had a big day.
The guy ahead of him, Trevor Larnach.
Yep, homered. Hitting 4th. Yeah, hit 4th, homered. Yep, love that. Good call there.
That's probably it.
Pilar should probably be in the lineup against Sears. He's hitting 300 this year.
Or no, Dustin Harris is lefty. Yeah, so it's probably Pilar then. Cam Smith, obviously $2,500. We just will always throw him. I mean, too much talent here for him to forever be $2,500. So
yeah, upside and talent. It's really what it comes down to, for sure.
All really what it comes down to. All right, let's get a lineup going here. I guess Lorenzen and Festa.
Lorenzen and Festa.
Or do you do Webb and Lorenzen?
I think that was probably my holdup on Festa. I like that top tier of pitching quite a bit.
Right.
I think it looks pretty good.
Okay. We're gonna go and do Keyshaw. We'll throw Edmund in the outfield because he can't just not play Tommy Edmund versus lefty.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
We're gonna go Kurtz at first.
Yep. Langford.
Yeah, Langford. $4,500 basically a play.
Do we want to punt catcher so we can get like Kyle Tucker? I know there's not like a ton of correlation here, but the Cubs, or just more Rangers and Athletics.
I'll just do Agashioka for now. He may not be in the lineup, but It is the right split side for him
it works.
in the lineup. So
yeah, that works.
All right, third base, 5K. I mean, you want to go Tucker? It's a one-off.
Yeah. I mean, if we're not stacking Rangers and going like Adolis,
we can do this. I mean, that's $1,000 left over. Let's see. Jonah, whatever catcher plays, right?
yeah. I mean, I like it.
Lorenzen, Webb, Hine, Kurtz, Keyshaw, Young, Seager, Edmund, Langford, and Tucker.
Love it.
No, excuse me. No dollars left over. We'll be back live at 5 p.m. Eastern time to break it all down, give you some official lineups. Again, if you're playing the early slate, make sure you get in that Discord, and we'll help you guys set yourselves up for that 4-gamer. Till then, we'll catch you later.